Everybody's unique. People have different mindsets, experiences, and dreams. However, there also exist things that are common among almost everyone, such as the way we express happiness by smiling, the primal fear that's the fear of the unknown, etc. These common traits are either powerful instincts, or they're ideas that are passed on subconsciously from person to person. One of the things that a lot of people seem to agree upon is the symbolism of the penis shape. The penis symbol is fascinating. It's comprised of two of the simplest shapes there are, arranged in a simple way that makes it extremely recognizable. Along with its humorous connotation, there is no wonder why people like to build them on Minecraft servers. On a completely unrelated note, I was invited to a Minecraft SMP. I had a dream of building an astronomically immense penis shape atop the spawn of the SMP, because it would be funny. That was the sole motivation. You know, coming back to write this script, this is stupid. Now, how large would it be, you may ask? Well, the one you saw in the thumbnail is a scaled down version. The size would be 384 by 384 blocks. Knowing this was going to be an ambitious project, I started streaming. I have a goal. I was invited to this SMP and I have a plan. I'm gonna execute that plan on this SMP. I think I should get in. Alright, okay, this is exactly the first time I joined. So what I plan to do is I'm gonna need an immense amount of cobblestones. Why? Because I'm gonna build something huge. And it's gonna be glorious. I'm not gonna disclose it just yet, because the people on the server might be watching the stream and I wanna keep it as a surprise. Yes, the 100 subs. Thank you. Because like 100 subscribers, I finally get a custom link, yes. Yeah, the stream was kinda scuffed. There was no chat overlay, the fan sound was overwhelming, and the in-game sound was absent. Anyway, to pursue my goal, I had a 3-stage plan. Phase 1 would be to grind for the resources like I would in a regular SMP. Phase 2 would be to farm the blocks to build the gigantic gamete generator. Since the size would be colossal, I would need a massive number of blocks. The block I chose was cobblestone, as they are relatively easy to make a generator for. Then, the final phase is to construct the colossal cum cannon as fast as I could. I had been planning this entire operation for almost a year. Yeah. Let's get started on phase 1, gaining power. Secrecy is key to my plan. If anyone finds out my ulterior motive, it will be greatly detrimental, as one of the rules states not to build anything inappropriate. So I had to venture out a fair distance until I found a good location to use as a settlement. I then spent the next 2 days constructing my base. After my house has been built, I went on to grind at a village nearby. You see, I was not going to go mine for diamonds, that takes way too much effort. I was going to use capitalism to gain power. Villager traits are overpowered. A max level armor literally sells you a full set of enchanted diamond armor for a very cheap price. The same goes for the toolsmith and the weaponsmith. You practically have an endless supply of diamond gear once everything is set up, because emeralds can be easily mass produced with the use of Fletcher villagers. So anyhow, I built a quick little trading center and invited the villagers to take permanent residence there. I put the first 2 villagers in the breeding zone and turned the rest into Fletchers. When the 2 villagers breed, they produce a baby, which I separated into another zone. I didn't use any special mechanisms to lure the child to that zone, I just did what you'd do to a normal child. I fished them up. I then became the server's catalyst for global warming by cutting down an innumerable number of trees, turning them into sticks, and selling them for emeralds. The emeralds were then used to level up the villagers until they started selling diamond tier items, and I had also been adding a few librarians to the trading center. After a week of tireless deforestation, I maxed out my diamond gear. This is the power of off-camera grinding. It was time to move on to netherite, as diamond gears would be insufficient to defend myself if anyone were to impede me on my plan. So I crafted myself a pair of shears and headed back to spawn. I sheared the sheep there and was amazed by the sheer amount of wool I easily got. I did another stream so there would be people cheering on me. I had to use a portal at spawn, because if I had a portal at my base, it would be much more easily found. Some people told me that using beds isn't the most efficient way to find netherite. But you have to understand, I like it when things explode. Turns out it was actually rather effective. After only a bit of grinding, I got full netherite, and thus the first phase of the operation was done. Yay! Then I hung out with my friend a little bit before heading back on track. Alright, let's go find some diamonds. Or, I don't know, play video games.
Oops.
Let's go on an adventure, yay!
Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
Honestly, where should we go?
I don't know. Let's go find some mines or a cave to enter. Oh, there's a ravine. I think I can emoji this. Watch me. Never mind. There's water at the bottom. Sprint jump. Don't like jump straight down.
Yeah, I know. I'm not that dumb. I mean, I am dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
All right, I believe you.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go.
There we go. That's
Diamonds. Hold on, I'm using like a silk touch pickaxe, so I can't mine it.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. Alright, where are we? Ah, this is where we are.
Finally, we're here. We're out. Oh my god.
Bro.
Oh my fucking god. My arm hurts. Oh my god.
Where's the tallest jungle tree? Oh, there's a taller
Right over
one.
there.
Who cares what's going down normally? I'm just gonna MLG. Nailed it. Wait, where are you?
And I made it.
Yo, where the heck are you?
I made it. Oh, there's a bigger one. I'm going there.
Oh, there is?
Where are you?
I'm down here.
Ah. Alright, hang on. I'm coming down. You know you didn't have to do that.
I know. Is this the tallest one yet in this vicinity?
Yep, it's
Yep.
the tallest one. Okay, now we can go.
Alright, let me climb up there real quick. It's gonna look very cool. Especially with this lighting. Now, at this point, I had already spent around 3 weeks on the execution of the plan. The sunk cost fallacy was setting in. I asked myself, is this going to be worth it? I did not know, and I moved forward onto phase 2. Preparation for the construction. Because of the scale of the phenomenal floating phallic form, I needed a large number of blocks. As I said prior, the most effective way I could think of was a cobblestone generator. Oh shit. But how many cobblestones must be used to build the prodigious pleasure pole in a pair of sprint producers? Well, the design of a cosmical two-dimensional cylinder and its two circular companions. It's gonna be something like this. If we cut the tip and join it with the base, we'll realize its area is equal to 3 circles and 1 rectangle. The rectangle's area is easy enough, it's just length times width. But how about the circle's areas? It's not pi r squared since they're not perfectly smooth circles, so how do we find it? Well, why do you think I made this video? It's not a coincidence. The formula was made over 10 months ago for this exact plan. I told you it's an ambitious project, and no one can stop me. Anyhow, the diameter of the circle is 128 blocks, so the blocks required for each circle is 13,104 blocks. And the rectangle needs 32,768 blocks, totaling to a whopping 72,080 blocks. Initially, I was going to be manually mining the generated blocks, but after testing out even the most efficient design I could think of, I would have had to be mining for a long while. So I had to settle on an automated design by Scorpio. I'll leave a link to the video of the design in the description. The machine then proceeded to blow itself up numerous times. The first time was because I placed the water wrong. The second was because I placed the stair wrong after I accidentally broke it when trying to fix the previous explosion. So I decided to reinforce some parts of the machine with obsidian. I made the machine slower in case the lag caused the TNTs to explode prematurely. A trade-off would be that I'd have to leave it on for a little longer, but as someone who's online 25 hours a day in Discord, I've got nothing better to do. So anyway, once I had built up the machine, I left it running for around 2 hours while I go watch Breaking Bad. I gotta catch up on the show, man. It's ended like 9 years ago, but I've only watched like 5 episodes. Now, how do I transport the blocks to spawn when I was literally thousands of blocks away from it? The end is disabled on the server, so there are no shuttle boxes. I couldn't use a hopper transfer system because I couldn't load all the chunks in the way at once, and I'd need an insane number of iron and chests. So, let me propose a fly machine. I know what you're saying, but you can't push chests with a fly machine, let alone like 40 of them. And you'd be correct. Pistons cannot push block entities, but they can push entities. And there are entities that could store items, for instance, minecarts with chests. I stacked like a stack of minecart with chests in the same position under a hopper. After that was done, I brewed some potions in case of a confrontation, built the outline of the reproductive rod, and got ready for the finale. I hoped for the best, and started phase 3, the construction. All the secrecy had been blown out at this point, as I had built the outline at spawn too early on. Thankfully, it was too late for them, for I am the storm that is approaching. As all the work I had done on the streams led up to this point, I did another stream where I revealed my true motive. Okay, chat, so what do you see here? Upside down T, that is correct. Okay, so what if we were to, like, if I were to scale it up a little bit, like, this is like scaled up like twice as large. What if this is kind of pretty okay, right? This is a decently sized upside down T. Now what if I were to scale it up again? Twofold. You see where I'm getting at? Now, this is my base. I can't put this over my base. It would be dark and it would be a pain. But over there is directly towards spawn. What I'm saying is that what if I were to make this thing like around, 384 by 384 blocks. And I need to like build this at spawn because it would be funny, and what's the point of a joke if no one sees it? I got onto the fly machine with the blocks and rode into the sunset. A problem came to rise. I did not travel unimpeded.
Oh god, what is that? What is that? Oh no.
Someone built an obsidian wall in the way of the fly machines, and I did not bring a diamond pickaxe. With no time to waste, I hastily headed back home, grabbed the diamond pickaxe, and quickly got back. I mined off the wall, reactivated machines, and continued the ride to spawn. Is that another fucking wall? Eventually, I arrived at the site and quickly got to work on forging the monumental mega meat. I had an auto-clicker on so I could rapidly place blocks down as I walked, and I angled my camera at the right angle to not fall off and work at the maximum efficiency. I mean, do you expect me to click 72,080 times? Didn't think so. Even then, a lot of time was still needed to finish the Great Glizzy, and so I worked, mindlessly placing blocks for hours and hours while draining from the chests of near-endless cobblestones. It went smoothly. Okay, maybe not, there were some occasional stumbles, but do you really think I'll put the parts where I get owned in my videos? Nah, there's this thing called selection bias, and this video is full of it. Take that, router, the setbacks you put me means nothing. You will get 15 seconds of screen time in my video and 1 mention of your name. 1! That's all you get! Alright, we've talked about him for too long. Moving on. As the enormous elongated erection was being built, the shadow grew and consumed the small town underneath. Block by block, the daylight dimmed while the darkness filled up the land. I stood on top of it and smiled, for my months of work was bearing fruit. God, like writing villain speeches, it's edgy but it's so damn fun. But as I was saying, my efforts were coming together until one stood up to me, a friend of my own. I turned my edginess level all the way up and got ready for the confrontation.
What the fuck are you doing?
Following my goals.
Come on, man, it's above my house. Mobs could spawn in.
That it's not gonna be too much of a problem. I mean, you can deal with them, right?
I can, but it's annoying to fucking continuously fucking beating them.
Look, sorry, but
Literally.
I gotta do it.
What do you mean you have to? You don't have to. This is something you wanted to. It's not something you have to do it.
It was what I wanted to do, but now it's something I need to. Because I planned this for like 10 months. At this point, I have to.
Holy shit, man.
I can't call it off. I already built this much.
Can't believe you're really that dedicated. But come on. Okay, can you at least just remove a hole? Can you?
No. You might just have to tolerate it.
Come on. Alright. You know what? Listen. 1v1 me. I die. You remove that one patch hole. The one singular hole. And if you win, you get to keep it and I'll accept it. Deal?
I'm in full netherite. You're in diamond. Come on, you can't.
It doesn't matter.
I'll give you one more chance. Do you confirm you want to proceed?
Yes.
Alright then.
My obstacle fell, nothing remained to intervene, and the final stretch of my plan began. Only the last few chunks were left to be filled. I took the final batch of cobblestones and placed them down, ultimately completing the towering profanity. Once the massive cobblestone structure has been erected, I felt relieved. It was the culmination of 10 months of planning, 4 weeks of preparation, and 3 days of building. Once again, I asked myself if this was worth it. Hell no, why the fuck did I just do that? The admins are just gonna delete it the next day with the /fill command, cause the mobs that are spawning are gonna be a huge pain to everyone. But still, I'm proud of it. As dawn arrived, my creation rose to its ultimate glory. I stood atop the world, satisfied by the great shadow underneath.